So you should be profiling your prospect. Before I dive into that, I want to tell you that I wrote a book and I even added this chapter in it. That's what made me talk about it today. It's a lot of issues that came up to make me talk about this particular subject. And anyway, the book is called Marketing Blueprint for Dentists, and you can pick it up for free at marketingblueprintfordentists.com. All I ask is that you put a little skin in the game, pay for the shipping and handling. You have to profile your prospects if you want to cut down on your marketing expense and talk to a highly target audience. Because most dental practices, what they're doing is that they are sending out general information on their services, trying to recruit new prospects. All businesses do the same thing, but it works out better in today's marketing, because if you're doing radio, cost of radio is going up, but the listeners on radio stations going down, and the radio has to make their money somehow, so they keep inching that cost up, and you're not getting the same results from it. Direct mail response, the postal service keeps raising their cost of mailing out, and it's costing you more to mail out, but you're not getting any improvement on your responses. That's just life. That's just the way it works as an entrepreneur. However, if you start targeting your prospects or doing what I like to call the perfect prospect profile, you can automatically start saving some money and start zooming in, because you're talking to specific people. Now, let me give you a little example to prove what I'm talking about. But before I go into the example, I want to give my pitch one more time about my book. If you want to take a deeper dive into marketing, I wrote Marketing Blueprint for Dentists. You can pick it up at marketingblueprintfordentists.com. Let's say that you had a room filled with your prospects. And your prospects, let's say that they're women about to get married in the next 30 to 60 days. And most dentists have some type of teeth whitening service that they offer. So let's say that you're pitching to them. That's not a hard pitch. Hey, good morning. This is Dr. Jebediah Beachum and Jebediah's Dentistry. And I know that you're facing one of the most important events in your life, and it's one of the most memorable days. Could you imagine? It's the little things that count. Could you imagine going to your wedding, everything's perfect, it's beautiful. You have the videographer, the photographer out there, the doves are flying, everything's perfect, and you look up and you forgot the cake. Forgot to order the cake. That would be a disaster. So what I want to do is I want to contribute the way that I know how by offering you a teeth whitening service that you can do just for the brides that's about to get married. I know you're about to get married in the next 30, 60 days because I targeted you specifically. Now, could you see how the conversation is different? Now, let's say you were talking to, they were just talking about Jay-Z. He's been in the news a lot. Let's say you were targeting Jay-Z fans. You wouldn't come out with the same approach or the same story. You would tell a different story. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Say on the way in, before I jumped on this live, I was listening to a little Jay-Z, little Hove, you know. And you know what's up? I can't think of what is my favorite Hove song. There's so many of them that I like. What's your favorite Hove song? We wait for the response and come up, people type in what they're saying. Or if you're in a live event, ask them to raise their hand, tell you their favorite song. So you know something? What I want to do to all Jay-Z fans, it's only for Jay-Z fans, nobody else. I'm running this special to give you the ultimate $1 billion smile like my man Jay-Z there with our teeth whitening service. Go on and right now click on the little link below. See, it's an easier sale. You're not spending as much money because you're not distributing to the same amount of people when you're advertising online or you're marketing online. So for you not to target your or to profile your prospects is ridiculous. And it's something that you can try today with one of your advertising. You can split test and see. I promise you, you're going to get better results. It's damn near impossible not to. Now just think about it again. Get another quick example. What if you were to go out to the mall, take a megaphone, and you start yelling about your teeth whitening service? Yeah, that's pretty much what you're doing now with your direct mail and your radio advertising. You're talking to a specific, to a general group, and it costs more money to talk to those people. So why not only talk to people that would be interested in your services? And I think that the bridal example that I just pulled from the top of my head, I think that's an excellent example of someone that's an important date and they will be interested in your service. They want to hear what you have to say. Put a prospect down in the comments, and if you don't know it right there, just message me and I'll send it to you, because I'll test out a whole bunch of stuff. That's why you haven't seen me going live recently. And I have a worksheet in the book. I give you that worksheet right now. You don't have to write a book or anything to put prospect in the comments, and it should trigger some kind of fancy stuff. I don't know how all that stuff works. And it should give you the PDF version of the file automatically and allow you to fill out the worksheet. Now for me, like when I came up about it, it was years ago. I hired Marlon Saunders, I think was his name, a gentleman who, as a business coach, paid him a lot of money, or at least a lot of money at that time. And one of the first things he wanted me to do, he wanted me to figure out who my dream prospects were. And he had this little exercise where what did it look like? How tall were they? I'm like, man, that's a bunch of baloney, man. And I went through all the rest of the stuff. I never did that. Then years later, decades later actually, I went through and I was doing some research and I seen the guy's name again. I said, I wonder what that is. He's still in business. So I went to check out his website. It's almost the same website. It looks like one of the original websites on the internet. His name is Marlon Saunders. I don't know if he's still alive right now or anything like that, but he was an old dude back then. But anyway, I looked up the website and I said, oh my God, it's still the same thing. And he's still selling the same stuff. And I thought if he's selling it this many, almost a decade later, it has to have some validity to it. So what I did is I said, I'm going to try it out. So doing one of my meditation sessions, I like to get up early in the morning and meditate. I was focusing on what does my perfect prospect look like? If they were to walk in right now, if I was sitting at Starbucks across from them having a Frappuccino or whatever, what do they look like? What do they talk like? What is their educational background? And that's how I even came here to talking to you today, because you are my perfect prospect. And I have you on a little worksheet that I figured out. And you're one of those people. There's two different type of people, in life and as entrepreneurs. There's those that just go with the flow and whatever it is, what it is. And there's those that create the flow. Now tell me if I'm right. You're one of the individuals that like to create the flow. You know that the marketing's not right and you've been looking for a way to improve on your marketing. Most entrepreneurs want to cut the cost of the marketing and increase the leads. That's what they want to do. Now, I can't say I'm going to cut the cost of your marketing. What I'm going to do is make your marketing more efficient, just if you try this one little thing. Pick a target audience, pick one of your services, and imagine to yourself matter of fact, when you put in a prospect, and if it doesn't work for whatever reason, it's technology and I don't know how to do it, I'm having somebody else do it. Just message me from the Facebook page, from the Marketing Blueprint for Dentists Facebook page, and I'll send it to you. It's not a big deal, because this might be on another platform where they take it and repurpose some of the footage. So if you see it on YouTube or whatever, just send me a message on Facebook page, because I'll check that more often, and I'll get it to you as soon as I can. It's just a 4-page worksheet. You go down and fill it out, do the exercise. I know it may sound crazy at first, because that's the same thing I thought.